Yep, there we go. I can see it now working. Giants Steelers Monday Night Football. So, Giants are up 3-0. And they just got the ball back after forcing a turnover and a punt. I mean, they didn't force the turnover. Well, I guess they got the turnover. But Deontay Johnson was responsible for his own mistake. He muffed the punt, and that allowed the Giants to be inside the 1. But the problem was, Giants still couldn't get into the end zone. They gotta be very cautious about every goal line defense that they'll face against this season. It'll be tough. I mean, Pittsburgh could be tough tonight as well. You already saw how they were able to implement that. They got some strong defensive players. There's Cameron Hayward on the defensive line and T.J. Watt in the linebacker position. There's no telling how dangerous this could be. Really hoping for the best. But that pass rush apparently on the Steelers' defense, on the Steelers' offensive possession, they really pressured Roethlisberger. And it looked to me like Roethlisberger had to lateral it to Connor, and he nearly muffed it. So they lost yards on the play. So this will be very great to watch. This will be a tough... This is going to be tough for the Giants because the Steelers are a 6-point favorite in this game. But hopefully, they can finish... They can get the deal. They can seal the deal here. Problem is Ingram's still having a little butterfinger problem. So now the Giants are back on the field at their own 44. Jones all alone, looking for someone. Goes up the middle again, and it's incomplete. He tried to find Barkley, and that was nearly picked off. I think Jones may have thrown that a little too low. He was all alone in the backfield. He had a good offensive line to protect, but Barkley just had to jump for that. He was lucky enough that wasn't intercepted because that was very close. So now fullback in with Barkley. A little handoff here and really sacked. Wasn't good protection on the left side. I don't know what happened. Will Hernandez just moved out of the way. He didn't see what happened at all. He would have allowed a good hole for Barkley if Will Hernandez saw that Sean Williams was coming in from the left side. At least I believe that's his name. But Dupree, actually. That's a Hall of Fame name sound to me. 3rd and 14. It's really tough. He'll throw it to Barkley. A little screen action. And he only gets a yard. I think this is where the screen problems this is where problems are starting to develop for the Giants. They got some defense down, but the offense is still a work in progress. If anything, Jason Garrett needs to be helping them better. They should be doing better than this, it looks like. So they'll let Riley Dixon punt it. Is it me or does that helmet look a little old? So the second punt of the night for the Giants. And that looks like a good boot. He'll wave it off, and he'll fall down as he makes it inside the 20. So that's how it plays out. I think there's still some running problems as far as the Giants' offensive line. You're up 3-0, that's fine, but that should have been 7-0. Shows just how tough the Giants' offensive line still is. Needs to do better. Why can't they just... I wish I knew. Guess the problem for the Giants as well tonight is that Golden Tate's not playing. He had a hamstring injury, he was questionable to play, and then he was downgraded to out. It's tough. He was supposed to be one of those premier wide receivers for the Giants this season, so tonight they'll have to rely on Sterling Shepard and Darius Slayton. That's still fine, I guess. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the chemistry between Jones and Slayton should be worth it. And it has to be worth it. Just hoping that eventually they'll get it down. This is the Giants' first season with their new offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett. And he's spent years being the Giants' rival. So if anything, he should know how to improve the Giants, because Cowboys offense has looked better than the Giants the last few years, I guess you could say. Something better that has to be done. And it's understandable how Pittsburgh is trying to improve as well. I mean, this is Ben Roethlisberger's first game back from injury ever since he got a shoulder injury that ended his season very early last year. Because of that, there was a major situation for Steelers at quarterback. They had to Devlin Hodges and Mason Rudolph. Neither one of them lived up to expectations. So far, I guess the Giants, I guess the best thing so far is their defense. I mean, the offense is a bit of a work. I mean, that first possession for the G-Men offensively was fine. It was pretty fine. I mean, they lucked out with Deontay Johnson muffling that punt. If anything, as I said, it needs to take a lot more better look into how they need to utilize it. I mean, Jones has plenty of protection, and the weapons just need to get better for him. Hasn't many signs of him rushing it yet. You won't see Ben Roethlisberger ever rushing it because he just doesn't really have that speed too much. So as we come out of timeout, Steelers start at their own 18. See if the Giants defense can make another stand. Hand off to Connor. He's stuffed up one more. 2-yard gain on the play. So if that's what the Giants' interior defense looks like, it's going to be playing a big role. The Giants tonight, as far as I can tell, I think the Giants' defense is going to be pretty big tonight because I understand how the Steelers' defense is tough. As I said, Cameron Hayward and T.J. Watt, they are really going to let it loose on the Giants' offense. A brand new look on the offensive line, including the rookie offensive tackle Andrew Thomas from Georgia. So now 2nd and 6. It's actually a 4-yard gain. So a little dump over to Connor, and he couldn't hold on to that. Goes down incomplete. Another pass to Connor, and that just didn't go the way he wanted it to. Showing stats of how bad the Steelers' offense was last year. I tell you, without Roethlisberger, they really were lost. They barely got eliminated from the playoffs. And that loss to Baltimore in the final regular season game, even when Baltimore wasn't at their full strength because they already clinched the top seed by then, it just wasn't good in any way. So now 3rd and 6. Let's see if the Giants work up a blitz here. Pressuring Roethlisberger is big. 4 trying to rush. They're coming. They're thrown. And the catch is made for a first down at Juju Smith-Schuster. That was very close. Corey Ballentine did it. Now somebody's hurting with their knee. It's Roethlisberger. Oh boy. Got a feeling if he was tackled on that play after he threw it, of course, that nearly would have warranted a roughing the passer penalty. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like he was tackled by Carter at the end. Carter and Hill. I think the Giants should be considering themselves lucky that they didn't get penalized for roughing the passer. That's going to really be tough. That shoulder injury last year, I don't know if it's a knee now. Hand off to Connor. Giants didn't get fooled, and Lorenzo Carter with the initial tackle. That was a good read. It didn't fall for that little play. Looks like Deontay Johnson was probably the one in motion trying to go across the offense. Or it looked like it was somebody else, Chase Claypool. Yeah, Claypool from Notre Dame. Lorenzo Carter. This is his 3rd season with the Giants. He also came from Georgia. So now it's 2nd and 9. That was only a 1-yard gain on the play. So let's see now as the receivers had spread out. He nearly lost it. And pass is incomplete. Disrupted, and that was James Bradbury with the recovery. I'm rocking Barkley. Ryan. I tell you, that was pretty good pressure. He was hard enough that Roethlisberger nearly muffed the punt, but Bradbury disrupting Juju Smith-Schuster trying to make the catch. Bradbury his first year with the Giants after spending the last few with the Panthers. Brand new addition to cornerback and probably will be big, especially now that DeAndre Baker is out because of that whole legal trouble he had. So 3rd and 9, Roethlisberger. He wants to go deep, looking for a man, and it's incomplete. They called it a catch. Claypool with it. I don't know about that. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I don't know if he even caught it completely. I can't believe he even made that catch. You gotta be kidding me. That's nearly impossible to make. In the first down play, Bradbury forcing a big tough tackle. I don't even know how he did that. A little pushing and shoving probably on that play, but if it was both one, then that's negated. You sure you only want to take a chance to look at it? Can you even check if he even completed the process of the catch after he went out of bounds? That nearly was worth being looked at. As I said, Claypool is from Notre Dame, so I don't know how he did that. So another handoff, trying to add maximum protection, and blown tackle, but it's not first down. It was very close. And that was the running back for the Steelers. And that came from Benny Snell, second year man from Kentucky, so now it's third and short. 31, Giants defense needs to step it up here. In a tough situation, they'll probably hand it off again. Yep, pass it actually. Smith wants to catch, and he gets it. James Conner actually makes it, and I'm against him at fantasy. Rats. Well, that's a tight coverage. That couldn't have been too pretty of a catch. Kyle Fackrell was up against him. Fackrell, I believe he's from Green Bay. Yeah, you could tell Conner didn't make that look like a perfect catch. Alright, first down at the 29-yard line. I'm not sure about what it looks like for the Giants defense on this play. And never mind. They really bumped up the running game. And Leonard Williams makes the tackle for a loss of about 1. Giants need a little more pass rush. The run game looks good so far, but they need to just keep the pass rushing going. Need a little more pressure. Of course, with a team like Pittsburgh and Ben Roethlisberger, it's only a matter of time before they get down the field. So you pretty much would have had to expect this. 2nd and 11 now at the 25-yard line. Conner in the backfield with Roethlisberger. Pressure is coming. Conner has to catch, and he only gets about 2 yards on the play. Nice little screen action from Roethlisberger. I could tell the Steelers tried to work that up, and it looks like he would have had some room, but that didn't completely get good enough yardage, like the way Barkley couldn't get too much before. He found it good, but that was just good tackling from Julius Peppers and Valentine. Actually, that was Blake Martinez who made the tackle. I guess it could be a little more pass rush on the play. Maybe tough with the sacks, but if anything, it's got to be more. Now it's 3rd and long here. Let's see if the Giants can put up the big blitz. It's coming, and that was a way overhead pass to Benny Snell. And the Giants couldn't get a sack on there, but they do force a 4th and long, so they'll have to go for the field goal now. If anything, you are putting Roethlisberger under pressure, and he just had to throw that one away. Benny Snell could have gotten that first down if the ball was thrown to him a little more better, but that just wasn't the case there. Giants defense, not too bad so far. It was disastrous in their first game of the season last year. So here comes Chris Boswell in the 41-yard attempt. Bad snap, but the kick is good. So we see ourselves with a tie game. If anything, the Giants' defense on the last 2 drives has been impressive as far as I can tell. As I said, last year for the Giants to start their season, their defense just did not work well at all. The first drive it did, and then it was just like going down south from there on out. They couldn't hold a candle to the Cowboys in any way. But if anything, this just shows well that they can get the job done. But there's only one problem, though. They need to do better with the offense. The last 2 drives for the Giants offensively just hasn't been good. Like I said, with the loss of Golden Tate tonight, it's just going to be a lot more hard. They're going to rely on Shepard and Slayton. Slayton hasn't been targeted yet. So far, it's been just what I'm gonna call it. Looking forward to the most. If there's somebody who's going to make a real impact in this game, I gotta say somebody. Maybe. I'm not gonna say Evan Ingram because he's on my fantasy team. I mean, it could be, but I'm gonna go with Darius Slayton. Last year, his connection with Daniel Jones was really impressive. Darius Slayton was a rookie wide receiver from Auburn. He already made himself look very stellar. Daniel Jones helped him out. And if they continue with some good connections tonight, that offense could probably improve. I know there's going to be a lot more with Jason Garrett tonight. He's going to really help the Giants in any way he can in his first season after spending the last few with Dallas. That rivalry is something. There won't be any fans to greet Garrett in any way once Week 5 comes when the Giants head to Arlington. But with the Dallas team, I'm sure they'll be a lot more appreciative than the Dallas fans would be. Who knows? I don't know, but it's anybody's guess. So with the Steelers, as I talked about with them, they need to make an improvement. They hope that Ben Roethlisberger coming back this season would probably be a big boost. And so far, it's pretty okay. If it wasn't for Chase Claypool making that lucky catch, then it would probably still be 3-0 Giants. But so far, I like what the defense has done. Pass rush does look good. The defensive line for the Giants has seemed to improve as well. As I look here to see what the defensive line contains, Leonard Williams is in that one. You also have Dalvin Tomlinson. Then there's also Dexter Lawrence. Lawrence, Tomlinson, Williams. Trying to see if there's anybody else. Probably B.J. Hill. It looks like that's what it is. Or maybe even Austin Johnson in that role. So I'm sure this is going to be fun. Saquon Barkley will have to step up too. Hasn't completely found any big plays yet tonight. Of course, James Conner hasn't done it either. Saquon Barkley needs to prove that he is worth what probably is the number 2 overall pick in a lot of fantasy drafts this season. They come out of that timeout with just 49 seconds left in the first quarter. Starting from their own 25, must have missed a touchback. Little rush. Jones doesn't let that sway him, and Darius Slayton makes a big first down across the 35-yard line. Like I called it right there, Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton need to hook up with each other more, and that play is the definition of that. So they get it now to their own 36. Just 30 seconds left, and I imagine that this may be the last play of the first quarter. A little handoff. Barkley, no, that's not Barkley, that's Dion Lewis. He evaded the tackle and makes about a 1-yard gain. I guess it could have been worse. Brings up 2nd and 9. He was rushing it to his left. I just wasn't sure what that was all about. Like I said, Steelers defense is going to be real tough. It's either the Steelers defense is tough or the Giants offensive line that's creating a lot of troubles. And they're going to let this wind down to the end of the first quarter. So I think that was probably fair enough. So that wasn't Saquon Barkley on the last play. That was Dion Lewis. Game's all tied up at 3. If you're a Giants fan, I say that you should take pride in that. Because I'm expecting the Steelers to improve on last year, and probably even Ben Roethlisberger to probably win the NFL Comeback Player of the Year. It's going to be fun. I think the Steelers can probably be the best team to contend against Pittsburgh for the AFC North. Who else? Cleveland and Cincinnati? Please. That's exactly why Baltimore at Pittsburgh on Thanksgiving is the best thing that the NFL could have put up. This is a fun first week of NFL action. And probably even official with college basketball. It's all fun and games. It's going to be really cool. So I'm just continuing. So I'm going to now look at the stats and see what has transpired so far for both teams in this contest. Not sure what's going on with this right now, but Tom Brady, huh? Well, I'd say that his debut with the Buccaneers was kind of good. Sorry about that. I think I just got a message, but don't worry, it's no problem. So anyway, what I thought about Tom Brady was that it was pretty okay performance. I mean, like 23 points offensively for the Buccaneers in that game. They still lost, which of course I would have expected it to be. If anything, Mike Evans was questionable at first in this game. I mean, like, he was doubtful at first and then upgraded to questionable. I rarely see that happen most of the time. But for Tom Brady, that debut just shows that he's going to have a lot more work to do with Tampa Bay. Because it's exactly as I've been thinking over the last few months, ever since he came to Tampa Bay. It's not going to be an immediate impact for Tom Brady. He has a lot of Hall of Fame experience, especially when he was with New England. But it's just not the same when you're with a different team. I mean, like, Peyton Manning, probably different. But it's going to take a lot more than that. I guess there is a big difference between how Tom Brady and Peyton Manning settled with their new teams, but it's a long rope for Brady. If they can improve, they can probably get back in the playoffs. Tom Brady keeping it playoff streak alive. So back out of the timeout, second quarter now. 2nd and 9. Jones looking. He's got some good protection. He finds a tight end, Caden Smith, shaking off a tackle on a little headbutt action. And the Giants get a first down. This is the Giants' backup tight end, Caden Smith. He's been pretty good last year when Evan Ingram was out for most of the season due to an injury that he had. He was good, and now he's looking good there. I agree with you, Noonan at first start. He's not going to be as big as Brady was. And the blown coverage has Barkley losing yardage. That running game is starting to deteriorate. I don't know what that was all about. Who passed by? Oh, Nick Gates lost it. That just didn't go well in any way. I don't know what that was all about. Well, I mean, I think this is Nick Gates' first start in the NFL. I'm not completely sure, but he hasn't had a lot of time playing with the Giants. It's John Halapio or Spencer Pulley that was probably going to be the center, but then they left. I mean, they got released. Jones looking. And Slayton drops a catch. The offense still struggling a little bit. The offensive line needs some more work. Jason Garrett needs to step it up. Wait, what am I thinking? This is just more than a process. They can get something going for a little while. Still trying to figure out what they should do. Jones has 22 yards so far. That's not completely impressive. Should be a lot more. Should still be 7-3, believe it or not. So 3rd and 12. Expect a blitz. Jones going deep. And he is. And throws a flag. Flag is thrown. That might be going against the Steelers. Evan Ingram was the intended man for Jones, but I think this is going to be a first down. Man, the Giants lucked out of that. Joe Hayden, a longtime Brown. And they're calling it a pass interference penalty. Wow, the Giants really got out of that one. I think I did see some initial contact made by Hayden before the pass was thrown. Barkley did a good job being able to pressure one of the defenders. Oh yeah, he grabbed his helmet right before he had the chance to make the catch while he was diving for it. It was a disruption, so now Giants are back in Steelers territory. Jones fakes it, looking deep. He's going to go deep down the field. First man, Slayton! Touchdown! Yeah, it's Darius Slayton for you. That connection is impeccable. That was an impressive strike. That was very spot on. The Giants knew that the running game is starting to Giants' running game is not really big right now, the offensive line, but they did one heck of a job. And Saquon Barkley providing another tackle, giving Jones the time he needed. He took a good shot for Slayton. Hayden couldn't get to him in time, and the Giants rail. They're getting some little fire now, exposing that defense. I tell you, Slayton took a real good shot. He just outsmarted one of the defenders on that play, Steve Nelson. The extra point's good. 10-3 Giants. Now that's what I'm talking about. Daniel Jones is proud of that play, and that's what you do. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Couldn't be any more accurate with how Darius Slayton makes that play. About how that connection with him and Daniel Jones is going to be one of the most important factors for the Giants this season. That was really important. I told you the Steelers' defense is going to be tough in this game, probably even this season. But they expose the pass rush, and Slayton, finding himself wide open, just really let it loose. I tell you, that was amazing. So because of some technical difficulties, I did come on this stream late. I mean, like, it was working before I did some tests, but something must have gone wrong, if anything. And I was planning on using a scoreboard tonight, but once the second half starts, I shall plan to implement that. Yeah, I saw a friend of mine, she's been doing the same thing as well with the New York Islanders throughout the playoffs. And that looked pretty impressive. You'll be seeing both the scoreboard and me still. It will be good. It will be fun. And believe me, it's going to be. Trust me, I designed it all. It's going to look real good. And much like I could do with my radio broadcasts most time with WSB, I'm also going to have a little intermission thing, because I'm not going to be able to talk about every little thing. But probably intermission won't last long, because I'm sure I'll still have many things to say eventually during halftime before the third quarter starts. So bear with me for a minute. Giants are out of the TV timeout, and I think they're starting to gain some more confidence now. It's going to be really great. I'm sure Joe Hayden regrets about how that pass interference penalty was being made. I wonder what this is going to do for the Steelers' offense, who hasn't really found too much action so far. So now the Giants, Graham Gano, the newest kicker for the Giants, who also spent time in Carolina, will kick it away into the end zone, and that will be down in the end zone by number 14 for the Steelers. That's Ray McLeod. I've heard about him. I tell you, Joe Hayden was very close to thinking that he had that third down being incomplete. Then Jones firing it down the end zone. Wasn't too perfect of a pass, but Slayton really jumped for it. It was really amazing. And I can see how many other Giants fans were live streaming their reaction to the game today. It was really exciting. So now the Steelers back on offense. They'll try and tie things up if they can. Roethlisberger having some time. He goes to his left for Connor, and he keeps dropping passes willy-nilly. Connor, he has some injury problems as well over the last few years with Pittsburgh. Ever since Le'Veon Bell left, he's tried to be that big man, but injuries have started to hinder his progress. I don't know if he was still injured on that play, but it just hasn't been too good for him. Of course, Giants had negative 3 yards. The passing yards has been the difference. They have almost 100. They're just 1 yard away from 100. So it's 2nd and 10 at the Steelers' 25. Johnson is moving. It's a little give off to Connor. He shakes off a tackle on a spin motion. get it away from Fackrell, but he and Martinez doesn't allow Connor to go anywhere. That's bringing up 3rd and long. The Giants' defense really has made some improvements. I'd say that this game could really prove to be that big shining. If the Giants' defense does shine out in this game, it could prove that they have the ability to do something. This could still be early, but there's a lot of potential. Giants have to go to Chicago next week. Bears' defense will also be a tough test. I mean, you saw how they came back against Detroit. Detroit will always be Detroit. Now here comes pressure from the Giants. Roethlisberger has to throw, and the catch could not be made by Vance McDonald. And who else to disrupt that? Julius Peppers, the safety. And it's another 3rd and out for Pittsburgh. But I tell you, that is really good. I tell you, the Giants defense has made a good statement so far in the first half. But I did see something like this against Philadelphia in Week 14. Giants had a good lead at halftime, but they started to blow it. However, this is not a rivalry. And it could be considered a rivalry. You've seen how that has happened. Giants defense needs to be a lot more on edge than that. In a big one, Julius Peppers will look to return. Trying to move to his right, shaking it to the middle. He's got some more room to run. Julius Peppers, and he nearly had a chance to break away all the way down. He gets the Giants right to their own 35-yard line. Well, I did see Julius Peppers do some good action like that in his days at Michigan. I mean, he was a Heisman candidate as far as I can remember. He was even the bigwig for Michigan Wolverines back in those days. It was really big of him. I mean, he was drafted by Cleveland, and then the Giants got him because they let go of Beckham. Who knows if that was a good call? I'm still debating that to this day. But in any case, the Giants are immediately back on offense. Doesn't look like the Steelers' offense has done anything big so far. It's been the problem is that the weapons haven't connected well for Roethlisberger. Connor, trouble. It seems there has been some pressure so far implemented by the Giants' defense tonight. It is a big improvement. And as I said, there are 4 players on the Giants' defense who are out, but none of them were starting. R.J. McIntosh, Tay Crowder, T.J. Brunson, and Cam Brown. So the Giants starting at their own 35. Jones will look to throw. And it's picked off. I don't see how. What? What's that all about? And that wasn't a good pass at all. Nobody was even available. And like I said, TJ Watt's really tough. Trying to be as good as his brother JJ. The Steelers are already having it in Giants territory. And off to Connor. No, it's been snow. He's got some good yardage, and he's down across the 25 at the 22-yard line. I think the Giants need to strike back on a real response of their own. If you had that ball, just was going to have that ball intercepted, you would have at least done that deep in Steelers territory. Wouldn't have minded. As an 8-yard gain, now it's 2nd and 2. Steelers may use this to improve their confidence. And it's now trying to gain more, maybe short. It looks like that's what the refs are going to rule. Yep, just inches away. I'd like to see what happens here. I like to see the Giants play. No. Snell, as I said, he tried to be some big running back. He wasn't too big last year because there were a lot of running backs used in the backfield. There's him, there's Connor, and there's Jalen Samuels. So now it's 3rd and 1. So the Giants needs to send a lot more players up on the defensive line. Cloud moving a little. And was there a timeout called? Delay of game penalty called. Oh. So instead of a 3rd and 1, it's going to be a 3rd and 6 for the Steelers. They took too much time on the play clock. That's just unfortunate. If you remember the Seahawks 49ers regular season finale last year, Seahawks were down by 5 at the 1 yard line with some seconds left, and the 1 yard line just cursed them again. Could have had Marshawn Lynch do it, but instead, 5-yard penalty ruins their chances. So now it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Steelers. They'll pass it this time, definitely. At their own 31-yard line. Here comes the play. Roethlisberger under pressure is going to throw for Smith-Schuster. No, that's Eric Ebron who makes the catch. Deep. The 10-yard line. Julius Peppers tried to make a good tackle, but just got out of his way. I mean, how tight was Peppers trying to be? The Giants tried to do everything they could, I could tell. So now the Steelers have it at 13. Just 10 minutes left to go now in the second quarter. Little fake off. Can't find anywhere to go. He's just going to fling it to the end zone. And that's way out of the reach of Deontay Johnson. That was good pressure from the Giants right there. Roethlisberger couldn't find anybody. That's exactly the type of coverage that the Giants need to continue working on. If they had that on the last play, then they could have been able to force a field goal again. Let's see what they're going to continue to do here, because it looks like they're now going to... Roethlisberger is going to definitely be passing it since he's all alone in the backfield. Giants need to anticipate what's going on. 5 receivers are spread out. Going to need to rely on a lot of players for this. A little snap. Roethlisberger finding one over the middle, but not much. Just 2 yards for Vance McDonald, and Lorenzo Carter makes the play, making it 3rd and 8. This is exactly the type of defense that the Giants need to be. Look what they're doing so far. This is a big difference. This is a big difference. This is very different from how they played to start the season last year. Giants defense didn't amount to anything in that game. They gave up like a few straight touchdown drives to the Cowboys after they halted them on their first drive of the season. And already in the second quarter, Steelers only have 3 points. They're trying to keep it that way. Worst case scenario at this rate for the Giants would be 10, but if anything, in the middle it's 6. Pressure's coming. A flyer to Schuster, and he gets the touchdown. That pressure was good, but it just didn't bode well. But that pressure was coming, and Julian Love nearly had him. I don't even know what that was all about. Who was that? That wasn't... The extra point's no good. And the Giants still have the lead. This is really wonky. Really wonky. I wonder if it could have been this way either way. Could it have been? I don't know. So, the Giants still have the lead. Not sure who's lucky. Oh, Uncle Craig. Really believe that you did that? Kind of reminds me of an old commercial from like years ago. It involved some heavy fans who like keep a game-winning field goal, but that was just a commercial. It was hilarious. It was like people flying all over the place. That's what it was. But either way, it's a good game. If anything, Giants are really putting themselves out there. I mean, remember, Pittsburgh is projected to beat the Giants, and the fact that the Giants are keeping it this close against them right now, that is saying something. If they could get their offense working, I think it'll be bigger. It all just depends on a little more razzle-dazzle. I know they'll get there. It'll be important. Jones knows what he has to do. 24 passing touchdowns last year. He already has a touchdown and a pick in this game to start the season. Over 3,000 passing yards. Sure, he could do more. Remember, weapons. You need to be careful. I see Kane Smith and Darius Slayton being the big wigs in this game. Slayton having that touchdown pass from Jones. Kane Smith putting up some good games. Yes, Roethlisberger is an old man, Uncle Craig, but even old man can play well. I mean, look at Tom Brady, for example. In the last few years, he's been pretty good with his team, with the Patriots. You know, Peyton Manning is older. Who knows? Sometimes old players can really rock the boat. And you know that Ben Roethlisberger may be nearing the end of his career. I mean, last year I was even wondering if he was going to come back. The last best year for the Steelers was 2017. They were 13-3 that year because they had it all. They had Roethlisberger, they had Le'Veon Bell, they had Antonio Brown. They also had Juju Smith-Schuster. That was everything that the Steelers could have hoped for, even though they lost to the Jaguars in the divisional round. So the game is back on, and the Giants are back on offense, leading by 1. So TJ Watt and Juju Smith-Schuster has given the Steelers a chance to stay in this game. So there's a new guy wearing number 27 for the Giants defense. Isaac Yedem. And of course, an unknown name like that doesn't really bode well against big-time players. You can only do well against them if you're really lucky. Should have had somebody else against it. I know Julius Peppers would have done damage. This is for the Giants on their own 25. Now the blitz coming, and Barkley is losses it again. I don't know what's going on with the offensive line for the Giants. That does not bode well on the left side at all. Andrew Thomas, let Will Hernandez work on his own action, alright? Focus on yourself. You see other people coming. Barkley can't run it fast until he gets a few yards on the play, a few seconds to go. And I think we saw offsides. Because I saw the Steelers' defense move first. And they call false start, of course. I didn't see anybody on the offensive line for the Giants move early. Number 75. Who is number 75? Cameron Fleming's. This is not really looking good for the Giants right now. They can't be playing like this. Now 2nd and 17, that's just great. Can't they be the Steelers and make big plays? Don't hand it off. Oh, screen to Barkley. He's got some room to run. Saquon Barkley running it. He's got a first down and more. Shaking out tackles. Hurdling. Oh, what a big play. And that's the play that Saquon Barkley was looking for. I tell ya, this is what he needed. That was unbelievable. Jones was about to be sacked, and that play was about to be blown up. But thanks to initial coverage from Kevin Zeitler as well, the Giants are in Pittsburgh territory. I can't believe it. That was amazing. This is what Saquon Barkley needs to be, and he just did it right there. That was pure power. Now Jones will be looking to throw, going deep again for its man, and a wild grab. It's Evan Ingram with a flag on the play. And I have to assume this will be against Pittsburgh. I mean, it has to be. Steelers want it to be against the Giants. Looks like it is. Are you kidding me? He struggled to make that catch. Man, he had a great play and then he just gets back. What was that all about? Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me. That's not right. Terrell Edmonds was even grabbing his arm too. How is that even remotely fair? Evans was like pushing at him too. That was not. That was a bad call. I did not like that at all. Jones fakes it. He just has to down it. Unbelievable. What a wasted play. Are you kidding me? These offensive pass interference penalties are starting to become... These are really killers. Wow, they're showing A.J. Green and Michael Gallup getting robbed. Now even Ingram gets robbed too. Ingram was being pushed at too. Why couldn't the ref see that? That should have negated both of them and kept that play going. See what something can happen here and he gets sacked. There you go, refs. You're ruining everything. How could Fleming take care of two guys like they were going to spread out completely? Great, we had a big play and then it gets blown up. All because the ref threw an offensive pass interference on Evan Ingram. Still not liking that play. See, the offensive line could do enough damage to give Jones some time. Just hand it over to Gallman. Gallman trying to rush forward, and he gets it to Pittsburgh territory, but that's not going to be a first down. But you can force them to punt it. I mean, you'll punt it yourself, but still, at least you could probably pin it deep in their own territory. I mean, that was probably the best case scenario for the Giants right there if they couldn't get a first down. Get enough yardage. What was that, third and something? Third and very long. But at least they cut it down a little more. Dixon's going to punt again. He'll punt it well. Juju Smith-Schuster didn't call for a fair catch. He ran with it, but there was nowhere for him to go in any way. And he's down at the 16-yard line. I think there was somebody else who could have provided attack, probably a little coverage. Must have been a running back. I think that looked like Gallman. It's another bad offensive penalty. Bad OPI. So right now they're showing that the offensive line is consisting of Fleming, Zeitler, Gates, Hernandez, and Thomas. I don't know. I feel like talking about this Matt Park guy who is back up to Cameron Fleming, does seem to have struggled so far in this game. Just hoping that there may be something more to it. Who knows what it'll be? Some people think Pat Park should be starting. I wonder if he did do that well for UConn. If he did, then who knows? Giants still lead 10-9. Let's see if the defense can make another can work up another big drive here. Sure, we don't want to give too much momentum to Pittsburgh. Should be 14-9 Giants. Should have done some work when they were like a few yards away from the end zone. Should be more. Game's back on. Smith-Schuster and Connor. Okay so far. Connor not big. That's what the Giants need to continue to do. See what they do here. Steelers at their own 16. Roethlisberger's looking to throw. He's under pressure. And he nearly got sacked, and now he does. It's Dexter Lawrence. Oh man, I think the Giants may have gotten away with a face mask penalty. Almost looked that way, actually. I almost thought that he grabbed it by his helmet or something. That nearly would have warranted the penalty. Dexter Lawrence, second-year man out of Clemson. They did grab him by his neck or something like that, so that is a legal play. Lance Carter was the one. Yeah, he was grabbing his shirt or something like that. So if that's the case, that's not a penalty. So yeah, 2nd and 19. Big sack. Gotta watch out for every play. They'll hand it off. Giants can't get fooled, and they won't. Connor gets to just across the 10, 1 yard ahead of it. Or it's a big 3rd and long coming up. That was a good play. That was some pretty tough plays. Yeah, but the defense really got it going. They needed to do that. So now it's 3rd and long. Pressure Roethlisberger in his position again, and he won't be able to get a first down, hopefully. 3rd and 14 now. Less than 4 minutes to go in the first half. Too much of a rush. You know, he saw something. Roethlisberger's going to throw. And it goes off the hands of one of the receivers. That was an easy first down. He could not hold on to that. Eric Ebron dropped it. It got out of his hands. Sometimes tight ends can make plays like that, but sometimes there are others that can't. I mean, Evan Ingram made, from some Giants fans' perspective, I tell you, Roethlisberger had some open space. And I tell you, it just didn't really go. I don't think it was a good pass in any way, so now Steelers will have to punt, and Peppers to return it. Colquitt will be punting in the Giants' end zone. How do you figure that? That was another great 3rd and out from the Giants. Colquitt ran to his own man. So let's see what Peppers does here. He shakes off a tackle. He's running it up the middle, and he gets it right to midfield, and that's where the Giants will start. And that was another good defensive, and that was another great drive defensively by the Giants. The defense not too bad. I mean, besides that touchdown and the field goal, they still have the lead. But the Giants offense still needs to step up. If they want, the Steelers do get the ball to start the second half. So if anything, they need to get a score here. Of any kind. Field goal or a touchdown, whatever it is, it needs to work out. The Giants still need to find a way to implement the rushing game. It's looked terrible so far. It hasn't looked really good. They need to do more. It's going to take a lot more toughness in order to do that. They know what needs to be done. I know that it's going to be very big. If anything, the star of this game is the defense. It's going to be a real tough game. It's going to be a really tough second half as far as I can tell. If the Giants offense can play just better, then they can do this. If you recall 4 years ago, the last time the Giants were in the playoffs, they mainly got there because their defense was really lighting it up. Daniel Jones is hard garbage. Yeah, he has looked a little off tonight. I mean, his best play of the night so far was that touchdown bomb to Darius Slayton. He's got to make more plays than that. He needs to implement the weapons more. Evan Ingram has not been doing well, and he's on my fantasy team for crying out loud. It just makes it a lot more grueling for me. I mean, I'm already leading in the league, I believe. My opponent has James Conner, so I was already up by about 10, I guess you could say, before tonight. But like I said, Slayton needs to get involved. Kane Smith is the next best tight end next to Evan Ingram. Because the screens to Barkley that can help most often. So now the Giants are out of timeout, starting the ball from midfield. Barkley in the backfield along with Eli Penny, the fullback. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Jones nearly got sacked. And he, instead of a big loss in the play, only 1 yard loss. I think the Giants need to do a little more screen action here. Who was free? But Dupree. Who couldn't get him? It was number 85 of the Giants offense. I can't tell. Levine Toilolo. He's the news tight end for San Francisco. Or is it Cleveland? I think it's San Francisco. I remember him spending some time with the 49ers. 2nd and 11. I suggest you hand it off here. But you gotta find a way for Barkley to get a lot of yards. They'll hand it off, and Barkley's blown up again. I don't know what the offensive line is doing. It's like they're backing up. It's like they're getting too afraid. I mean, I don't know who this offensive line coach is. If he's suggesting that they back up, then that's not a good idea. You need to push them ahead. You need to make yourself the strong man. Take some action. 3rd and 13 now. Giants are going to let this wind down in a 2-minute warning, probably. Look, this isn't Saquon Barkley's fault. The offensive line is still not providing the spark they need offensively. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out who's at fault here. Somebody's got to be at fault. I mean, people want Matt Part. I mean, I haven't seen him play yet. Cameron Fleming could be there. It's got to be something. Yeah, so we had the 2-minute warning now. It's Giants lead 10-9, but big 3rd and long coming up. It just needs to find a way to... The offensive line needs to find a way to stay vigilant, like aware at all times. You need to develop that mindset. Believe me, I can understand the mindset of being ready for anything. If it has to be against a player, and if I was bigger and all like a football player, it'd be a whole lot more of a different story. I know. Of course, they've never, but still. Been a lot of blown opportunities. 1st down, I think they should have handed it off at this rate. Will be something. Will be something coming for the Giants. They gotta think of something at halftime, because the thing that's hurting them right now is the offensive line. It's not Daniel Jones' fault. He needs a lot more protection. You saw what he could do. With the protection, he was able to make some good passes, even getting that bomb down to Slayton for the touchdown. That's the only reason the Giants are still on top right now. Did anybody expect the Giants? Would anybody have expected the Giants to take a lead at halftime? I mean, I'm not sure. Who would be? Pittsburgh was supposed to be a lot better than they were last year. We all knew that. Of course, no fans are at the game, so I don't know what they would have been rooting for, if anything. The fact is, there are a lot of defensive linemen, rushing the offensive line. They need to find a better strategy when when each offensive lineman is being double teamed. You need to do something. Use their strength. You gotta put that confidence in yourself, that mindset. Make yourself believe that you can do anything, and with that, you won't be able to fail. Keep yourself hyped up. It's very big. So now the 2-minute warning. And another false start. I don't really see these false starts at all in any way. I mean, how? Why? Few penalties called against the Giants tonight. There was one called against the Steelers that did allow the Giants to get that touchdown. So, I guess I can't really say that the refs are saying that the Steelers want us to win, because that wouldn't be right. But if I could see just whether or not those false starts are happening. 3rd and 18. There's no way they're going to get 1st down. Jones sending back. lateral to Barkley. Trying to hurdle it again, and he gets across the 45-yard line near midfield. So now 4th and long, I'm sure the Giants will punt. If you think of that as a lateral, then that means Barkley gets yards on that play. Finally out of the negative side. And that's the best thing that he could have done. I mean, if it looks like Shepard knew that, he would have allowed himself to tackle 55. So with 1:39 left, that's when the Steelers call timeout. Yeah, the Giants really need to get something down with their offense at halftime. It's still tough. They really need to shape it up. I don't know why it hasn't done pretty well for them. The Giants' offensive line is it's kind of bad right now, or it's really tough for that Steelers defense to play the game. There are a lot of different scenarios. Remember, like I said, there are players like Cameron Hayward and TJ Watt. It's going to make things really tough. I mean, if the Steelers do the same thing again next week against their opponent, then it's a moot point. Dixon will punt it again. See if he can get it deep again. Looks like it's going to be that way. Fair catch called. And it looks like it'll be down to 20. 7 seconds have been run off, so 1:32 left. So the Giants can implement a 2-minute defense here. I think the Giants need to just need to last enough for one more drive defensively before halftime. They want to prove that they're serious. Steelers are getting the ball to start the second half, so you gotta be careful. The offense should be doing better. Should be up like 29 at this rate. They'll flip, and Deontay Johnson's is gonna only get a yard or two. Marcus Scolding helping provide that tackle. And finally, the first time I've seen him make some big impact play tonight. 2nd and 9. See the Steelers hurry it up here. They will. 2nd and 8 now. Roethlisberger throwing it deep. Where his man, James Washington, makes the catch at the 45. Out of the reach of Bradbury. I guess Bradbury couldn't really do anything except try and pressure him as well. Trying to make a little tackle. A little pushing right there. You think that would have nearly warranted a penalty? Anyway, time's running out for the Steelers. 45 seconds left. The better defense is under pressure. There's no way he's going to be able to find Johnson on that play. And he throws, and his left side incomplete. Some players ran into each other. 2nd and 10. 39 seconds left. And I'm not really hearing the fake crowd noise because I kind of have it a little low so you can hear me somewhat. Sure, I kind of hear it's decent. I guess I could say it's okay. 2nd and 10 at their own 45 now. 39 seconds left. 2 timeouts to go. A floater in the middle was caught by Schuster, and he gets the first down outside the 40. 33 seconds left. I don't know about that play. I don't know about rushing it. You gotta be vigilant to every defender that comes to. You gotta be vigilant to every weapon. Rushing it wasn't really a good idea right there. You're giving him too much effort. You're giving him too much time. You got like 30 seconds left. Spread out more. You gotta spread out a little more. Don't have too many players rushing it. First down now. Oh, goes out and throw out of the hands of Deontay Johnson, incomplete. I guess it does sound that way. I mean, it's 2nd down, and I'm hearing some good noise. I don't know if it's just probably the automated thing that they can't really make it too much like the whole thing. Of course, there are a lot of teams this season that are not going to have any fans at all. There are only some. Saw the Jaguars and Chiefs, for example. So now it's 2nd and 10. So there's any good luck here for the Giants to continue playing. 29 seconds to go. Lucky to be down by 2 of it after this. Here comes the pressure. Smith-Schuster again. He makes a catch, first down and more. Again, you let him completely blow the cover. I could tell some coordinator for the Giants is not happy with that. I don't get that. Holmes can stay with him completely. I don't know why you're not really doing too much work. There's 23 seconds left and it's not working right. You can't do it that way. Can't allow that, guys. Giving him too much. Look for a better cornerback to go against Smith-Schuster, okay? And Roethlisberger running. First down. Timeout called again by Pittsburgh. I don't know what that was all about. Roethlisberger's playing with an injury. Why can't you take advantage of that? Nobody was even doing a good job of being able to stop Roethlisberger. You should have had at least somebody when you saw he was about to run. 14 seconds left. You sack him, they're going to have to go for the field goal. First down now at the 13-yard line. Do at least a field goal. Come on. The Giants call timeout. Giants have a timeout. 14 seconds left. Steelers at 1. I have no idea what is going on with the Giants right now. They can't crack under this type of 2-minute pressure. Give offense too much credit. First down now, 14 seconds left. Giants can't get too much into it. They could end up blowing plays. It's first down. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Not James Washington. And... shit! I can't be serious. I can't believe they allowed that. That was terrible tackling. That was not a great tackle at all. That was terrible. It was not good in any way. This is just flat out. I have no idea what in the world that was all about, but that was just terrible. That should not have happened in any way. I don't get this at all. Don't tell me they were confused. Oh, unbelievable. They've mashed into each other. Bradbury had him, and they mashed into each other. If they didn't bump into each other, that never would have been a touchdown. They would have had to go for the field goal. That's the Giants' defense for you. Sometimes they can't completely make plays. And they let go in the end zone for a touchback. It's still not over. Seeing in the second half that the Giants need to step up the offense, or else the offense should be doing so much more. Should be doing better than this. I don't know what this whole fiasco is all about, but this is just ridiculous, and they're gonna kneel. Steelers had the ball to start the second half. You wanna try at least one more play? Guess not. Well, that's the first half. Had some good looks, and then it just went down. I warned you about this, and then it just doesn't bode well. The only way they can keep themselves in this game is if they stop Ben Roethlisberger on his first drive of the second half. So Steelers lead 16-10 at halftime. Should get too entrenched in this. Better hope that something will happen soon. But in the meantime, as we're in halftime, I'll also put up a little intermission. So I'll be back in a little while. Hey guys, I'm here. We're back to start the second half now as the Steelers can lead the Giants 16-10. So yeah, the first half for the Giants was okay at first, but the big problem was the offensive line. The defense can only do so much. I don't think it's the defense's fault in this game. I mean, like, the offense doesn't give him enough time to prepare in any way. They just need to do better. And I promised you that scoreboard, so here we go. Voila! Here you go. I'm full screening it as well. I've worked it all out to work in conjunction with how the game is. So as you can tell now, we're in for what's going to be a really tough second half of the Giants. They have to go on defense first, and I know it's really going to be a hard trek, and hopefully these next 15 minutes that they had, it's going to be, hopefully they'll understand what needs to be done. I mean, I know what they could do. Sure that they have the ability to do it, but the offensive line just needs to get better. If the offensive line was at their best tonight, Barkley would be up having a big game, and the Giants would probably be up by more. They'd probably even have the lead. Things would be looking way more different than they do right now. So hopefully they can get down to business. It's going to be a big test here to start it off. Patrick Graham for the Giants, their defensive coordinator for the first season, was with the Dolphins last year. As I said earlier before, that was very questionable the Giants to pick up, but there are some players on the Giants who have had history with him, so hopefully the Giants can do something here to start it off. So now that halftime's over, it's time for the second half. Steelers deferred to start the game, so the Giants are going to kick off here. Steelers have a 6-point lead. They're going to look to try and extend it. Pittsburgh trying to make this a comeback season after the last two was riddled with injuries and they couldn't make it to the playoffs. But no, we'll kick it away towards the right, and this will be a return for Johnson. His first one tonight. Deontay Johnson finding some room, and he is tripped up on his feet. Could have gone further. Raven McLeod, actually, that was. So who knows what's going to happen. I just hope that the Giants need to do something. Effort stopping the run. So, the Giants have stopped the run so far, so I know that they can do more. They didn't show the clock. Wish I would have had that work in conjunction here. So here's the first snap. Benny Snell gets about 3 yards on the play. Giants' run defense is good. Pass rush needs to get a little better. There has been some holes so far. I don't know if this is the best that Giants' defense can be. As I said, there are some other players that are injured tonight. But there are backups, but starters can't be on the field the entire time. So I'm sure they'll think of something. James Conner still on the bench. Hasn't played too much in this game. They're being cautious about his injury. It's another handoff. And Snow runs up the middle, first down at midfield to the Giants' territory. It's not what the Giants need. They need to be better than that. I don't know what to say. That just wasn't really good. Look at this. Look at how the Steelers' offensive line plays. They give their running back a lot of holes, and Benny Snell's not even too big. Julius Peppers nearly had a chance to tackle, but he was being pressured by an offensive line, but that's real nice. Only 1 yard so far for Snell tonight. Steelers at the Giants' 49-yard line. Another handoff. See another hole coming. And Snell creeps up for 5 yards. This isn't the second half the Giants want to start it off with, but it could be okay if they can just start to provide pressure. You need to be careful about everything. You can't look like you're winded out and make them think that they have the advantage. You need to be better than that. As you can tell by the score, Mike, we're tough. It's getting a little tough for the Giants right now. They give up a touchdown here is not going to look good. Another handoff. And this time he's not going anywhere. Blake Martinez makes the tackle. And that's a really good play made right there by the former Packer. And that'll be 3rd and 5. Well, let's hope that helps the Giants defense and maybe start to pick things up here. It will be very big to get the Steelers off the field. They're down by 6. The Giants are down by 6. There's still a lot of game to play. I know that they got this. They just got to get back into the swing of things. You know they'll pass it here. Roethlisberger has a running back in the backfield with him. But you know what's going to happen. Here it comes. Roethlisberger going to go deep for his man. James Washington can't hold on. James Bradbury denies him. And that was a very big play. Real impressive right there, I tell you. That was really dangerous. I was really worried. Well, who wouldn't be? James Washington nearly tried to push him out. But because of that. And James Bradbury just sneaking the ball when Washington had it in his hands. And the Steelers will be forced to punt. So that's a good statement from the Giants to start the second half. Providing the pressure. And they'll boot it away. Calling for a fair catch. Julius Peppers will at the 9-yard line, so a long way to go. Hopefully they'll think of something. That's right, Ryan. We were able to hold him there. And Mike, I'm sure we got this. So that defense for the Giants. Look, as I told you, the Giants defense is good. It's just the offense that needs to complement them. When an offense has a great game, when they milk a lot of time, it allows enough rest for a defense to be competent, understand the plays, be very precise at all times, know where the receivers are going to be, where the offense is going to be. And that 15 minutes for the Giants at halftime, that served a real purpose. But now the big challenge for the Giants to to get it down the field. Let's hope that the offense has not only complemented the defense. Halftime. Let's hope that the halftime not only complemented the defense, but also complements the offense. Because the running game has been dismal. Like I said, not Barkley's fault, but the offensive line just hasn't found any weapons. You need to learn from what the Steelers are doing. And it's good enough that the Giants were able to play well. It nearly was starting to look a little bit more disastrous, especially when Ray McCloud nearly had a big kickoff return. But the Giants played steady on that defensive play, being able to rush, being able to look up a little running block, blocking the run. So I'm sure that they got a lot more answers. Jason Garrett needs to help them more. And I know this is why the Cowboys let Jason Garrett go after the end of last season. But I don't know if he may also be responsible for the offensive line, but he also is responsible for the other weapons out there. Evan Ingram hasn't done anything yet, and he would have had that catch had it not been for the offensive pass interference. This game would have been a lot more different if he had that catch. Everybody knows it. So let's see what they'll do here now. As the Giants coming out of the timeout have the ball at their own 9-yard line. It's going to be a long trek to go 91 yards down the house. 91 yards down the field. So what do you do here on first down? I'd say hand it off. Continue to test your own offensive line. You know that they need to get better. Where you are right now, it's not ideal to pass it, because if you risk getting sacked, you can risk getting them a safety. And they'll pass it here. They're already set up in that formation. Well, it looks like they're going to change it up now. Looks like a handoff, probably. So they set it up now, first down. Here's the snap, and hand off to Barkley, and it's continuing to be blown up every time. This is pathetic in every way. I don't understand this at all. This is ridiculous. The offensive line continues to falter in every way. It doesn't make any sense at all. This doesn't work. This isn't understandable in any way. This next week has to be improving the offensive line. Of course, when that helped. Jones finding a man, and he doesn't actually. Evan Ingram wants a flag, but he's not going to get one. And Ingram continues to get ridiculed in every way. It's just unbelievable. Evan Ingram, you got penalized by the refs. You're not gonna expect anything from them. Oh my gosh, he held his hand. That's unbelievable. Wow, that is just terrible. Steelers continue to get away with these penalties, it looks like. I completely forgot about this. So now 3rd and 14. This isn't looking good. He's got some time. He's going deep down the field. And he's got Darius Slayton. Inside, across the 20, and it's a first down for the Giants. Well, I told you the running game doesn't play well, but passing still has its options. It's like the Giants, it's like the offensive line does better helping provide a coverage for Jones, but not with the running game. That's ridiculous. How does that even happen? I wish I knew. So a reprieve for the Giants to extend the drive. Quickie now. He finds Sterling Shepard, and he gets about 4 or 5 yard gain on the play. It's not bad. I tell you, passing game's looking a lot more better than the running game. This is not what Barkley wants. This is like denying him chances again. So now you got 2nd and 5 here. So here comes a running play probably. Let's hope they do something. Nice. They'll hand it off, and Barkley, this time he has room to run. And Barkley is just 1 yard, just inches away from the first down. So this time, it's one of those rare plays that Barkley is able to get positive yards on the game. Maybe that's an improvement. It could be. It's going to get 3 yards tonight. That's not pretty in any way. It's not his fault. Keep telling you that. Now it's 3rd and 1. You're going to hand off here again? Who knows if it'll help. You need all the tackling you can get. And here it comes. Jones fakes it. He finds a man, and he's got his man. It's caught by Levine Toilolo, and it's a first down. Yeah, there is no way Barkley was going to run that one, and Jones works up a fake, and it helps out the Giants well. And another first down for New York. Well, that was pretty impressive. Jones had a little time. Of course, the coverage was about to be blown up, but Toilolo able to spread himself out. And that was good. Let's hope the Giants offense continues up this work. So now first down at the 45-yard line. Jones looking to throw. He's got a little time. He's going to throw it away, and he has his man, Darius Slayton. And it looks like he's got a first down. And the refs will give him that. Yeah, offensive line's tough still, but Jones being very aware, looks like he's able to find his man before he's brought down. And that is really good. This is what these receivers need to do. You saw this on Pittsburgh. You saw this for Pittsburgh. So now first down, a dump off to Barkley. Let's see if it gets anywhere. And he gets about a yard or 2 on the play. Still positive, so it can still be a plus. But the Giants offense still needs to work some better offensive line work. They need to do better. It's okay, but just needs to be a little more. Already 12 carries for Barkley tonight, and he's still -2. It's not appropriate. So let's see what happens here, 2nd and 9. Probably passing it, which he will. Jones looking, scared, and Barkley makes a catch. He gets it right near the 40-yard line. So it continues to be another positive play, making it about 3rd and 5. Well, it looked like a bit of a pump fake for Daniel Jones. Look, these things can get shaky, but the Giants can play offense. They just need to get their offensive line going more. And their weapons need to be more open. On this drive for Jones, 50 yards and 3 first downs. Okay, 5 of 6, not bad. You're near field goal range. So 3rd and 5. Jones looking, running with it. I think he's going to run for the first down, and he will. He'll get it. They got to give it to him. Oh, you got to be kidding me. He had the first down. Dude, I would want to take a look at that. That is not right. That is a first down. Look what Jones did. He was able to run with it. Dude, I think he crossed it. You gotta do that. He wasn't out of bounds yet. You gotta take a look at that. He's a first down. Dude, no, you gotta take a chance. Look at it. It's a first down. Jones. No way. No way. Oh, he found Barkley. Oh my goodness. That play was blown up and Barkley gets the first down. Oh my goodness. They went for a 4th and 1. I can't believe it worked. Oh man, that play was about to be blown up and the Giants fans were really going to get angry, but that was unbelievable. And nobody was covering Barkley. If Jones saw him sooner, he would have had a lot more room to run. So the drive extends. This is amazing. This is crazy. So now at the 33-yard line the Giants are at. Here it comes. And here's Evan Ingram making his first catch of the night. Trying to extend it forward. Gets about 5 yards on the carry. And that's my fancy man who finally gets it going. Well, that was really good. This drive so far for the Giants. Taking some time here. Making some plays. Now Dion Lewis is in the backfield. Lewis picked up from the Titans after spending some time with the Patriots as well. Logan Ryan I haven't heard Logan Ryan's name yet. 2nd and 6. Jones, pump fake, throwing, and he couldn't find Lewis. Wasn't really good. That pass wasn't really on target to him. I don't know what that was all about. If he had him, he could have found the first down. Steelers complaining. I don't see a flag though. I think it should have been something on the Giants, a holding. So anyway, now it's 3rd and 6. Giants are in field goal range, but they would want more here. 6:02 left to go. 3rd at the 29-yard line. See what the Giants can work on. Jones, looking. He's going to take off. He's still on his feet. Nearly got trampled. He takes off with it, and he might have gotten the first down this time. And they will give it to him. Jones is starting to play footwork, and he is really getting it loose. You saw how Roethlisberger played fast and loose with his legs at the end of the first half, and Jones mimicking him. I mean, Jones is a lot more mobile than him. There's no way you're going to challenge that. He got the first down either way. That was very impressive for Jones. So we're going to work this quickly here. Jones looking. He might have some room to run. He finds a man, Caden Smith, across the 20-yard line. I think it would have been a lot more than that, but Smith gets them down even further. And they're now in the red zone. This is a very interesting drive for the Giants. Some time has been worked off here. So now first down at 2nd and 5 at the 18-yard line. They hand off to Barkley. Barkley's got some room to run, and he gets about a yard or two. It was very close. Saw a hole. May have saw a hole, but it may have closed up quickly. So you got another 3rd down coming up. If anything, the Giants can make it as much as a 3-point game, but they would probably want a lot more than that. This is really important for the Giants. Once again, Jones is by himself in the backfield. The Steelers are going to be careful that he's going to probably run off with it again. Who knows what will happen. About 3rd and 3 now. Here comes the snap. Jones throws, has his man, Sterling Shepard first down, and he gets it right to the 10-yard line for a first down. Giants continuing to play this phenomenal drive, and this is really a great work in progress. The defenders on the Pittsburgh and the secondary was like nearly wrapped up. They fell into each other the same way the Giants did when James Washington had that touchdown. So now first down at the 11. Barkley's in the backfield again. Giants are very close here to getting a touchdown and retaking the lead. Here's a handoff to Barkley. He's finding some room to run. Barkley getting a good run. He gets it across the 5-yard line to the 4. And that's what Barkley needs to do. That is fine. A 7-yard gain on the play, and that is good. That was really good. The offensive line needs to continue to make more plays like that. If they do, they'll continue to give Barkley a better chance of being able to go down the field. He should be having a better game than this. So now 2nd and 3. Fake. Jones looking. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Wow, I feel sick. I just feel sick. What the hell was Jones thinking? Should have handed it off again. What's wrong? You don't trust Barkley? You don't trust your offensive line? You were going to get a touchdown on that drive. You didn't. Jones is unbelievable. Should have ran with it. Should have ran. You wouldn't have lost too many yards. Great drive that didn't end in disaster. I can't believe you've ruined it. I don't know why. I don't know why that happened. Daniel Jones just made another monumental mistake. We're not going to call that down to 1. Though it's just Schuster. Makes a catch, 9-yard gain. I'd like to see how that happened. You should have handed it off. Who did not do anything? Throw it to Barkley! You should have thrown it to Barkley! Who was available? This is unbelievable. I can't believe that he just bumps it up like that. I don't know why. Here comes a big handoff too. Next now, ball's loose. Giants signaling that they have it. Giants, did they force another turnover? And the Steelers have it. Giants still think that they have it. Sure you want to look to see whether or not the Giants had it first and then Steelers took it back? I don't know what the Giants are blowing this game. The offense is stupid. This offense is really blowing it again. And another big play. Look at what the Giants are doing. I hate Juju Smith-Schuster. I just hate him. This is unbelievable. The Giants are going to mess up this game. It's all because their offense can't play. Can't play anything. They can't do anything in any way. Why shouldn't I be surprised? Well, at least Ben Roethlisberger is not able to throw that pass well. He wasn't online with his team. That was really weird play. I mean, it wasn't looking for Smith-Schuster. I think it was looking for Johnson, probably. They just weren't online with each other. How long would that hold up before the Giants start to mess it up again? Second and 10. Over the middle. Of course Johnson is a catch, and he's getting even more. That was terrible. What the hell was Corey Ballantyne thinking? Leonard Williams close to deflecting that. Giants give up another touchdown here. It's over for them. Roethlisberger's looking. He's got plenty of time. Or not anymore. And Leonard Williams brings him down. That was a big sack. And hopefully that'll give a spark for the Giants. That was a good play. Grabbing Roethlisberger's shirt. That sure was something. They can't wind this down to the end of the third. They gotta do one more play. 2nd and 22. There's no way the Giants can mess this up. Rush coming. And Jalen Samuels makes the catch, but nowhere to go. Dexter Lawrence stares him down. And that will end the third. Score remains the way it does. Giants could have had that lead, but bad turnover from Daniel Jones. It could have been at least a 3-point game, if anything. So, hopefully, they'll think of something big coming in the fourth. And I adjusted it to the end of the third quarter, going to the beginning of the fourth. So when you think about it, their hope is not lost yet. Still keeping confidence. I suggest every Giants fan that is watching this, you better keep the confidence going too. Okay? Just remain calm. There's no reason to panic yet. I know that they can do this, guys. I know that the offense is still wetting their bed, but still, they'll find a way to do something. I know that they will. I'm sure that they are very close to eyeing that first win of the season. They'll get there. Alright? You know that you can get there. The Giants will know that they'll be able to get there. It can still work. After all, the Giants keeping it close, and the Jets couldn't even keep it close against the Bills. The Bills, for God's sake. I know the Bills are better, but still. If anything, it's still a close game. There'll still be a lot to look at with this game, and I know damage is not done. All the Giants do is need to continue pressuring him. Steelers are still in field goal range, but I know that. But still, being down by 2 scores, especially when it's just a 9-point game, is nothing bad. But you need to get a score in your next drive. On 2nd and 3, you should have handed it off to Barkley. It's better than it's better than passing and having the ball intercepted off of Jones' pass. It's already thrown 2 picks in this game. That's not looking good. I don't know. The Giants do think about getting a quarterback themselves in next year's draft. Who knows what that's going to warrant? I mean, who would it be? Justin Fields? Trevor Lawrence? I don't know what to think. There will be a lot to think about. I'm just hoping for the best. Maybe keeping close at least, that's probably a personal win. Hopefully they'll do something as we get out of the 4th quarter now. It's going to be 3rd and very long for the Steelers. Giants defense can't mess this up. 3rd and 21 now. Roethlisberger being pressured in the wide open player, but he does not get the first down. And I think I get that concept because Giants, it's better to let him have that much yardage than a lot more. Don't give up too many big plays, or just let the kicker do it. Chris Boswell's going to be kicking it, and looks like it'll be a 39-yard field goal. He'll be lucky if he misses it. He did miss an extra point. 36 yards away. Being down by 9 is not terrible at this rate. Kick is up, and he gets it. So I don't think it's terrible. Alright, so 19-10 Pittsburgh. There's still time left in this game. Next 2 drives for the Giants have to be offensive, because there's going to be a lot of pressure coming to them. I know that there'll be some things to think of. I think they got it. They can still win. Sorry they didn't miss the field goal, Mike, but it's better to be down by 9 than 13 or 14. 12, 13, or 14. Silly mistakes. That's what they're all about, but in games like this, you can't afford these silly mistakes. Of course, Cameron Hayward would get an interception. Jones made it too easy for him. He's nearly made it too easy for so many players on Steelers defense. But there's still plenty of time. Giants just need to get their offense kicking. They got kicking. Their lone drive offensively in the 3rd quarter was really, really good. It was just Jones' mistake. The offense was good because they made it all the way down the field. They were very close to getting a touchdown. It could be 19. It could just be a 2-point game so far, but still a lot of time. I know there's still plenty of time in this game. Giants can do this. Don't give up hope yet. Even if they get a field goal, they'll still only be down by a score. Just wait. All they gotta do is use their head. Did you even see how the offensive line was doing for Barkley in that drive? It was better than it was before. I mean, the first play was not great, but the rest has been. I don't know if the Giants got themselves worried because of how that goal line defense for the Steelers at the beginning of the game got them down to business. I mean, you saw something like this. I saw something like this at home against Dallas last year. The Giants messed that game up big time. But there's still hope. As they get out of the timeout with 14:19 left to go in the game. There's still plenty of time. Giants need to be tough. So as I said, Ryan, Giants defense was good, but they gotta be better. And out of bounds before it went into the end zone, Chris Boswell's kick. And the Giants are going to get really good field position to start off the drive. Chris Boswell got the field goal, and yet he couldn't keep his kickoff in bounds. That was very unfortunate. The Giants need to capitalize on this. This is really big. So starting off with business here, let's see if the Giants can really lay it loose. First down from the 35-yard line or the 40. It's good field position for the Giants, thanks to that penalty. So let's see how they start out this drive. It'll be from the 40. That's good field position. Here's the snap. Jones going quick, and he finds Shepard for a 4-yard gain on the play. That's not bad. I mean, like, you gotta get some yardage going so you can make these next few plays a little more simpler to make if you can try and get the first down. So now it's 2nd and 5. 5 catches and 42 yards tonight for Shepard. He's been okay. He's been doing pretty good so far. Could be a lot more plays he could draw up. So now 2nd and 5. One receiver out. That's Slayton. Barkley in the backfield. Here's a handoff to Barkley. Not going anywhere, it looks like, and he's not at all. He was dragged at the end of the play. That was close to a penalty. I don't know what that was all about, but that didn't look good either. 3rd and 6 now. These outside handoffs, I don't like these outside handoffs. You gotta continue to go inward. So I don't know what the deal is with this. I don't know. It looks like there are more offensive linemen for the Giants than there are defensive linemen on those plays. You gotta spread yourself out more. Gotta stay better. It's now 3rd and 6. Here comes a blitz. Jones in the pressure, and he goes down. That was just pathetic. Just gotta continue to like quickly work up something. What happened? Barkley was too late to react. I don't know what Barkley was thinking on that play. Plenty of time. He needs to stop him on this last drive or else this game's over. Dixon trying to boot it away. Looks like he will. Deontay Johnson misses the tackle. Trying to shift gears. He's dragged along. Makes it as far as the 25. So even with good field position, the Giants can't take advantage of that. That just didn't look well. These Steelers are really playing dirty, as far as I can tell. They're just, like at the last second, they look to rush it up the middle, and then they just can't help themselves, can they? They just want to play that game, do they? Typical of them. Can't you guys force a turnover? They got 2 interceptions against you. You gotta do better than that. Giants need to do this defense again. They gotta force a turnover. There's no doubt about that. Forcing a turnover is very big. If they can do that, they keep themselves in this game. This game won't be over. It's not over yet. $16 straight points for Steelers. The offense is continuing to really go down bad. Serious changes need to be made here. They need to be aware of everything. Barkley should have seen it Dupree better. That was just really tough. There's nothing more grueling than what I'm feeling right now. It's like I act on them. Like I act on these grueling feelings. I'd rather like let it out than feel it inside me, because at least that way I won't have to continue to experience this pain. Like, if I do have any other angry feelings inside that I want to rid myself of, I think I would find it best to be able to let it out after the live stream. Take out my frustration on something that doesn't really, like, cause too much trouble. game's back. Game's back on. Steelers have the ball. 12.5 minutes left to go. Just hope that something is done about the Giants. Jason Garrett's not helping them so far. He's not getting anywhere. Snell hit by his own man, and that allows Blake Martinez to force a loss on the play. That wasn't bad. Hey, the Chicago Bears can make a comeback, so can the Giants. So you just gotta remain confident about that. Your running game's good so far. You just gotta play better with the passing game. It's just a shame Golden Tate's not playing either. I wonder if he could have helped. Well, the offensive line still... I don't know if the offensive line would have helped him either. 2nd and 12. They may start to milk the clock a little. But you gotta go quick. Here comes the play. Finding Deontay Johnson over the middle. And he lost his footing, couldn't get too much. He kind of cuts the first down distance in half from the line of scrimmage. So it's a bit of a 3rd and long now. Well, this is a big play now for the Giants. Very big play coming up. It's 3rd and 7, so it is going to be a 3rd and long situation. Implement your pass rush to the fullest extent. Be careful, alright? Do everything that you can. Come on, guys. 3rd and 7. Giants can't be going too much of a blitz here. They can't allow too many players open. Smith-Schuster is in motion a little bit. Somebody set up against him. Here's the snap. 3rd and 7 now. Roethlisberger is going to throw and catch made by Johnson. And they blew it again. That was not right. I don't understand what happened. Corey Ballantyne? That doesn't really make any sense. You should have kept closer to him. I don't understand why you couldn't. I'm surprised no holding penalty has been called in this game either. I don't know what that was all about, so now the Steelers have a new set of downs. Guys had a lot more players. Left side, so I'd say right side, but Smith-Schuster moves by his lonesome. Handoff now, and there's nowhere to go for Snell. Another big play by the Giants defense. Running game's good, and pass rush is okay. Look, defense can do as much as they can, but it's going to take a lot more toughness. It's just not going their way so far. Giants offense is really slacking in this game. Second and 9 for the Steelers. Clock's winding down. If the Giants can't get a score in the next drive, then the game's over. But they still need to stop the Steelers here first. Roethlisberger, hand it off again. Snell moving inside, gets a good gain. Gets to the 45, it looks like. Talk about Joe Judge being with Nick Saban. Nothing. Have you learned nothing from Nick Saban or Bill Belichick? Could play special teams. I mean, that's how what's allowed you for the Giants to force to take advantage of the muffed punt. 3rd and 4. Another big play. Roethlisberger's going to be throwing here, so you know what needs to be done. Come on, guys. Here it comes. 3rd and 4. Oh, God, you left him wide open. There you go again. You do it again, and you let him go have that much yardage. That is pathetic, guys. That was pathetic. What happened? Peppers hesitated. Is there no good pressure? Our offensive line doesn't do anything, so why should they? As far as I'm concerned, the Steelers don't have anything going offensively on their offensive line. It makes no sense at all. Just doesn't make any sense. Another set of downs. Another handout to Blake Snell. He doesn't go anywhere again. Giants could be the weakest offense of the week. Could have the weakest offense of the week this weekend. So anybody else who didn't do well offensively? And the closest was the Bengals with 13 points. Even the hiring of Jason Garrett hasn't helped at all yet. Playing at the Bears next week is not going to be any better. Better on the pass rush, guys. Better on the pass rush. They won't pass it here. They just hand it off, and they're giving Snell a lot of run. Are you kidding me? They are blowing it. I don't know what the hell you guys are doing, but this is not working out by any means necessary. Oh, that's real nice, number 67. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and push him down. Just can't help yourself, can you? Unbelievable. Blake Martinez was so close. This is ridiculous. I can't believe that this is happening again. Wow. Who's calling a timeout now? Don't tell me it's the Giants. You need to preserve as much help as you can. Well, it looks like this is going to be another dismal season with the offense. I don't know what to say, guys. We just can't force a turnover other than that muffed punt that the Steelers made a mistake on themselves. Blow another big play like that. Every chance you had to stop them, you blow it. It's very tough, really. Such a shame. They got nothing going in this game, and I don't think it's helping them in any way. It's tough to see how their season may be over before it began. Look, I know that it's going to take down this game, but if he were in this game, it'd probably be a lot more different. For this offensive line, it's not helpful in any way. I mean, I don't know, if there are any moves that the Giants made as far as wide receiver. Oh, right, they let go of Corey Coleman. I do not agree with that at all. That leaves you short on weapons that you could throw to. Corey Coleman was good. And when healthy, he can play well. I mean, he didn't play last year because of an ACL injury, but look, it's just not what you're supposed to do, okay? You're supposed to do a lot more of this toughness. Is there any team that went 0-1 who could still be a tough team this year? I guess the 49ers for one thing. But even the Giants host them, that's not going to be pretty also. Giants can mess this game up. The only hope is to keep it a 2-score game, but the Steelers get a touchdown, it's over. So there was an injury, actually. No timeouts were wasted by either team, so that means it was just an injury. That was very interesting. So 17 left to go. I know my clock is off. I'm not completely keeping track of every play so far tonight. First down to 14. Oh, what a surprise. Who wants to bet the Giants are going to give up a touchdown here? We'll see what happens. Steelers at their own Steelers at the Giants' 14-yard line. Washington set in motion going to the right. Bradbury looked like he'll be up against him. Hand out to Samuels. Samuels ain't going nowhere too much, only 2 yards on the play. Giants defense wanted to keep themselves alive, they'd step it up. The offense ain't helping them in any way. The Giants offense was better, then they'd be leading the game. No doubt about that. 7, 4, 11. Giants would be up by 2 probably. Giants could be up by 2 right now. They could still be a close game. You know, a field goal wouldn't be the end of the world if you were down by 1. So you're 2nd and 8 now. Hurry, get it off. And they're able to get it off the field. Close one before it was a 5-yard penalty. And threw the Giants off track, so they'll have to call timeout with 6:12 left to go. It looks like Judge is complaining about something. 30-second timeout. I don't know what the Giants are thinking here. Just continuing to be very tough. If Jones doesn't play well at all this season, then we may need to look for another quarterback. Of course, who's going to be big? So yeah, 6:12 left, and I got it. Judge doesn't seem happy with the refs. Of course, there were some big plays that were blown. 7, 14, 11, 14, 18. Could be up by 9, probably. I don't know what this whole deal is. Too many plays that the Giants couldn't take advantage of. One, not their fault, I could tell. So 2nd and 8 now. They'll hand it off again to Benny Snell, and gets across the 10-yard line. And that makes it 3rd down. Third and 4. It's the Giants' last chance to stop them on 3rd down. They don't stop him here, the game's over. And we got another timeout called. It's gotta be Pittsburgh. Can't be the Giants again. They need to preserve their timeouts. Who else didn't do good so far this weekend? Oh, there was actually an injury. So it's an injury on the Steelers. You couldn't run with it yourself? Jones couldn't run with it, could he? Didn't work at all. I don't understand. How can Juju Smith still catch the ball if he was ruled out of bounds? He's allowed to touch it. Well, I know he can't catch it, but still. Alright, so here we go now. 3rd and 4. Roethlisberger will throw. They gotta be very vigilant. Here comes the play, and here comes the wide open. Smith-Schuster. And they blow it again. That game's over. It's unbelievable. Can't believe that the Giants just blew it again. Clipped again. Wow. They just couldn't keep up. This is unbelievable. Oh, yeah, right. Go ahead and soak it up. You go ahead and continue to yuck it up when you don't win the Super Bowl. And they call it why a commercial? I don't understand the commercial at all. This doesn't make any sense. Excessive celebration, they shouldn't call that. And every play that the Giants could have done defensively to stop them on 3rd down, they just blow it. You can't pressure him in any way. It's just... This is just BS. You hear me? It's BS. Just don't know how much more of this. Just don't know how much more of this the Giants can take. I don't get what the timeout. I don't get what the commercial was all about. They get the touchdown, but now that Zach Banner, right side of the Steelers' O-line is hurting. You call that damage to the Steelers, but that doesn't matter for the Giants in any way because they can't take advantage of it. I'm not really understanding why this. Look, this Giants defense, I am not blaming them, alright. I am blaming the offense. I do not blame the Giants defense anyway. It's not their fault that the offense can't help compliment them and make them feel better about themselves. If the Giants offense were better, I'm sure the Giants defense were better. One side of the team affects the other side. I know that from experience. I've seen how it plays out. Just wait and see what happens. You'll understand. It's kind of stupid to say that it's short-handed, especially. It's kind of stupid to say that it's short-handed. Because even with that, the Giants still can't do anything defensively. So here's the extra point. It's up and good. So the only good thing about this whole whatchamacallit situation is that. So 5:23 left to go. Giants are still down by 2 scores actually, but they need to get 2-point conversions on each. Still a long shot, but yeah, still a long shot, but if anything, it's still possible. Believe it or not, there's still a tiny glimmer of hope. If it was a 3-score game, if it was 27-10 Pittsburgh, then the game would definitely be over, but still, it's not over yet. The only way to be over is the Giants don't do anything on their next drive. And if anything, Giants feel, it just feels to me like the Pittsburgh Steelers with their offensive line banged up insults me because the Giants defense still can't take advantage of it. They can't pressure Roethlisberger the way that Daniel Jones gets pressured. Serious changes need to be made after this week. You put up only 10 points in this game when it looks like you could have done a lot more. It's inexcusable. Can't be done. So the Giants get the ball back with 5:23 left to go. Let's see if the Giants can work up one last glimmer of hope here on this drive. These receivers for the Giants are not helping Jones in any way. They're not giving him any good looks. So Jones will be throwing it. Of course, that's obvious. So here's the snap. Jones looking. Gonna go deep. And he's got Slayton for a first down. It's a good job getting that one to Slayton. And the Giants will have to hurry it up here. They can get that touchdown and 2-point conversion right around the 2-minute warning. They got 2 timeouts left. Still not over. First down to 40. To Dupree coming. Hit as he throws. And the pass is made out of bounds by C.J. Board. Right at midfield. So that is good. It's really good. I don't know why you continue. It's weird how you have this look at first, but then not for a little while longer. It's kind of odd. So it's in 5 minutes that why the clock stopped? I guess probably so. Continue to have a lot of receivers spread out. Here comes the snap. Jones just has a lot of room to run and he'll take off. Giving yourself up as you get to Steelers territory inside the 40. Smart move. How is it that they look this way at the end but can't look this way throughout the entire game? Maybe they should think of something about how they look in the last 5 minutes. I don't know if the Steelers would be wanting to give this up and give the Giants a chance still. With the first down at the Steelers 37. Jones looking. Throw before he's hit, and the pass is incomplete. Meant for Evan Ingram. Well, that's better than getting sacked. Of course, the offensive line could be doing a little more than that. Jones is telling them what to do. Second down now. Barkley's in the backfield now with Jones. Let's see what you can do. Snap coming up. Giving some last minute second instructions. Here's the snap. Jones looking. Throwing it away and near Evan Ingram, incomplete. There's still chances. And we got a flag down. And it's an illegal contact penalty called against the defense. So now the Giants will get a new set of downs. They're lucky on that one with 4:16 left to go in the game. Well, very interesting, wouldn't you say? Foul on number 22, eh? That was against Steve Nelson, the right cornerback. So Giants now at the 32-yard line. 4 receivers spread out, Barkley in the backfield with Jones. Let's see if this reprieves them in any way. Let's see what they'll do here. Here's the snap. Thomas blocking him well, and Shepard makes the catch. Was on his feet for a little while, but he's able to get a little more. And Andrew Thomas did a good job of blocking Bud Dupree right there to give Jones the play he needed. To get them further down the field, they get across the 30. About 5-yard gain on the play. They're calling it 6. 2nd and 4 now. Less than 4 minutes to go. You gotta hurry up. You can get the touchdown at 2-point before the end of the 2-minute warning. There could still be some help. Well, let's see. But they gotta do a lot. Here's the snap. Again, Jones going deep. That was meant for Barkley. And it's incomplete. He just overthrew that one. It just didn't look well. I don't know if Jones was feeling rushed again. But again, Andrew Thomas providing some good tackling against Bud Dupree. Jones had a good look. Just underthrew it. He must have expected Barkley to run with it. Expected Barkley to be down further the field. So, 3rd and 4. Can you get it to at least the 22-yard line to make a first down? T.J. Watt may have been moved early, but it doesn't matter as Jones makes the catch over to Barkley for another first down. The Giants' drive continues. They gotta hurry this up. If you can continue to find some help, you'll get there. Barkley has 5 catches and 52 yards tonight. He's been looking that way throughout the last 3 seasons with the team. Jones will throw. Looking. He's got time. He throws over to Barkley, a little low grab, but he makes it across the 15 to the 11. And with just 1 minute left. Giants are very close to getting a touchdown and being able to get there before the 2-minute warning. And if they do get there, I suggest the Giants do not onside kick it. Because you don't want to get the Steelers any chance to end the game. They're getting very close. 2nd down and 4 at the 12. 3 actually. 2nd and 3. They gotta hurry this up. They can get to the end zone right now. There's still a chance. So here's Jones looking to throw his left, going deep, and that is way out of bounds, out of the reach of one of the receivers, and that was meant for Damian Ratley, another no name. It's 2:34 left to go. Giants can start making plays and going into field goal range. Hopefully there'll be something to take a look at. 3rd and 3, big play coming up again. Remember, it's 4 down territory, so they still got 2 more chances. 2 more chances to get 3 yards. Jones going to throw again. And the catch is made, and that will be a first down with forward progress, and Evan Ingram shoved. So they got to hurry this up. They should get this going before the 2-minute warning. They are almost there. 1st and goal now at the 7-yard line. Receivers are still spread out. Here's the snap. Throwing. And he was hit on the play. No way, that's not a foul. Unbelievable. That was really tough. I thought Barkley was pushed. Apparently the refs didn't agree with that. Just hoping that could be another chance. It's 2:02 left to go. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. 2nd and goal at the 7 now. Jones, 25-39 tonight, 232 yards. That's not bad, but he could be doing a lot more. Touchdown and 2 picks. Here's a snap. Jones looking. Under pressure. He's running away. Throws it away. It's incomplete. And that's a 2-minute warning. Seems like Giants can't do anything at the goal line. The fact that it was 2 seconds left and that was the last play before the 2-minute warning, you couldn't hand it off. It looks like they're going to have to onside kick it at this rate. They don't have another time. They don't have an extra timeout to give them a chance. It's just brutal. Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead and soak it in. Go ahead and soak it in, Juju. You'll be seeing a Super Bowl ever in your life. So out of 2-minute warning, the Giants are trailing 26-10. If they can get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, it's not the end of the world, but it would be a miracle for them to get an onside kick. Who knows what it's going to lead to? Hopefully they'll find an option of some kind. So it's 3rd and goal, so that still means 2 chances to get 7 yards. Just keep your fingers crossed, guys. The fact they're only down by 2 scores means that there's still a chance. I mean, it's very minuscule, but I still think there's one more chance. So I can probably, though it looks like I'll be winning my fantasy football league this week. Everything didn't do much, but I'm up by 9, and James Conner is out for the rest of the game. So, yeah, I win. And then my other league. So, see what happens. I'm just showing G and Conner with his new team. We should have gotten him. Need a little more better pass rush. Guess our backups could have helped tonight. Those that weren't even playing. Xavier McKinney's out too. It's tough to lose those guys. Well, then going Ryan Connolly, I didn't like that either. So now the 2-minute warning. Giants trailing 26-10, 1:56 left to go. 3rd and goal at the 7-yard line. 2 chances to get into the end zone, or else the game's over. If they can get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion here, it shows that there's still something to think about with them this season. Probably be better than it was last year to start the season. Here's the snap now. Jones looking. He's going to throw the end zone. Evan Ingram touchdown. Oh, that's Darius Slayton actually. So there's a good spark. And now it's time for 2. It's a pretty good look. That's perfect. So now you're down by 10. Time to go for 2. And if you go for 2, go for the onside kick. I strongly advise. So I can get a good job being able to create the separation from Steve Nelson. So now, Jones again by himself in the backfield at the 2-yard line. And Barkley's going to move up. Want to be sure you're ready for every play. See if they can do it. Here's the snap. Jones looking. He's going to throw. And he's got no one. Incomplete. So it looks like this game's going to be over. Now it's an onside kick and give yourself one last chance. Shepard was so close to getting that 2-point conversion and giving them hope. Trying to figure out why your opponents have a better chance at the goal line than you do. Get your offensive line in motion. Do better, will ya? You just gotta think of something. Of course, you'd like to see the rest of the NFC East do their damage against Pittsburgh. No way they're going to be able to do anything at this rate. I mean, Pittsburgh is going to Dallas, but still nothing out of that. I'm sure of it. Darius Slayton's having himself a great game. I told you about what needs to be done with him, but look at what's going on. If anything, should have been a lot more shots down the field for Jones. Should have been finding something better. Imagine being down by 2 if you didn't give up that touchdown. Or of course being down by 5 if you forced a field goal. I don't know what that was all about, but it just didn't seem to be doing good for the Giants. Not a good game offensively. And it looks like this is where it's all going to go down. But you know that the Giants will be going for the onside kick. So at least there's any consolidation. The Giants did not have the worst offense this weekend. Cincinnati was the worst because they only got 13 points. The Giants will be playing against them later this season. We don't know if that's going to help them in any way. Giants can't afford any slip-ups offensively. Let's take a look if there's any offensive lineman who was inactive. Shane Lemieux, Jackson Barton. So the ones that were underlined, the rookies. Stars are bolded, of course. The offensive line needs another good tweak. Well, do the onside kick, and they go to it late, and the Steelers pick it up. Way to come in early, way to come in late, ESPN. Looks like that'll end it. Let's just hope there's some help in this case. So it looks like Roethlisberger is going to hand it off to Snell every time now. And the best thing the Giants can do now is force a fumble. They nearly did that one against Snell, but Schuster had to pick it up. No, hand it off to Snell. Nowhere for him to go. Giants call a timeout. Giants just gave up too much against Roethlisberger tonight. Their defense could have been a lot better. I know that there's loose ends. I don't know who's going to get the major criticism this week. It's got to be the offensive line. I don't get why it was like that. I mean, like, it's not like the Steelers let it be garbage time in that game. At this point in the game, who knows? It's anybody's guess. It wasn't a good offensive pouring, but hopefully if Golden Tate comes back next week, the Giants will look better than they did this week. Hopefully they'll think of something. So handoff now to Snell, and he's getting a lot of yards. What a surprise. And timeout's called. So last chance here to stop them, unless you let the game end up being over. And then let me stop the clock. What a surprise. Let Snell get too much credit. Running back situation is still iffy, but it looks like Ben Snell's looking better than James Conner. So hopefully they'll think of something next week. Bears defense is not going to be any prettier for the Giants. They gave up 27 to Detroit. 23 to Detroit, but that's when the Bears were able to bounce back. Will be an ideal season for the Giants. Each year they try to buff up their offensive line, but every year it doesn't get any better. So here's 3rd and 2. Last chance. And passing forward, I don't think he got it. Yep, he's a yard short. So now it's 4th and 1. Steelers wouldn't be crazy to go for it here. They would. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. You know that they would probably think about that. Of course, they'd probably force us to go off sides. They're milking the clock, it looks like. So 55 seconds left when they'll call timeout. Unless they'll go for a delay of game to milk it completely. And that's what it will look like it'll be. No, they will call a timeout, of course. Hopefully the Giants can do to them what the Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line did to them tonight. Barkley not feeling good about this game. You know what? If the Giants don't do better with the offensive line, don't give Barkley the credit he deserves, he is going to leave. He is going to request a trade. It's not going to play for the Giants. Just going to let them be as bad as they can, as bad as they are. So 4th and 1. Steelers want to go for it and end the game. When you don't want to punt it, go for a field goal. Of course they'd be stupid to go for it. Of course they'd be going for it. So let's see what happens here. Can the Giants work up a little defensive magic? You know this is going to be a running play, and the Giants understand that. Here we go. And here comes the end of the game. And that's what it is. Well, looks like that's it. And looks like that's going to be the end of the game. Three and 8. Pity. It's really pity. This game's over. Pittsburgh wins 26-16. Giants had a good look at first, but then the offensive line started to make mistakes. Daniel Jones made mistakes. Didn't bode well. A little better than last year. I mean, like, well, I don't know about the offensive line, but it's better performance. It's better performance on in the first game of the season this season than it was last season. Didn't hear Micah Fitzpatrick's getting heard about tonight. So many things problematic for the Giants. Like I said, the offense couldn't complement the defense, and that led to too many mistakes. Giants' offensive line couldn't allow Saquon Barkley the credit he deserved. And Daniel Jones once again made mistakes, especially at the goal line. He just decided to throw it rather than run it because he just couldn't help but try and show off. I'm telling you, after this season, if Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley bombs, we're losing both of them. That's what it's going to be. So hopefully there'll be something that the Giants can get out of next week when they head to Chicago, while Pittsburgh, they got their week 2 game next week. For Pittsburgh, they'll be looking to move to 2-0 next week when they'll be playing against the Denver Broncos, who will be playing next on Monday Night Football. So I guess that'll do it. 16 rage quit. And that's pretty much how the game goes. Giants fall to 26-16 and move to 0-1. Haven't won an opener over the last 3 seasons. It's been a tough road, so hopefully they can find an answer for the Chicago Bears defense. The Bears offense doesn't seem too legit. It could be as tough as it could be as good as the Giants offense is. It could be the same level. But hopefully think about something. So in the meantime, hope you all have a good night and